This is KGW News at Sunrise.
And good morning. Thanks for getting up with us on this Saturday morning. I'm Tim Gordon. This morning on Sunrise, frightening moments as a local high school goes into lockout after shots are fired at a group of students. And the latest idea to help in the city's homeless crisis in Portland, how the mayor wants to create large designated camps. But before we get to all that, let's check in with Chris McGinnis for a quick look at the forecast this morning.
Good morning, Tim. I think I'll go back to sleep here on this nice
take a look at that
blanket of clouds here. Yes, this is the Wells Fargo sky camera atop the Wells Fargo building in downtown. What do you see? Nothing other than a nice little puffy blanket of cloud cover out there. It's 40 last check at the airport. And by the way, they're reporting at least a little drizzle there. Most of us not, but I can say the fog is kind of an issue again this morning. Hillsborough, Portland, Troutdale, McMinnville, all down to a quarter-mile visibility right now in some dense fog. The fog actually gets better as you head farther south in the Willamette Valley. So pretty thick with the fog early this morning. That will lift as we check out the radar. Not much going on right now, although the observation from PDX suggesting a sprinkle or two there. Not sure about that. Might be just some mist. There's our next weather maker, though. Clouds will be building in during the day. You see rain offshore, and that will be in our forecast later today. Our morning is dry, but foggy with temperatures right around 40. The clouds continue to thicken even as the fog lifts, and that shower chance rolls in sometime between about 3 and 5, and the showers will become steadier and more numerous later tonight and tomorrow. And by the way, Tim, we've got some good snow headed to the Cascade ski resorts. It's just in time for some Sunday and Monday skiing. More on that coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, thanks a lot, Chris. We will see you soon. Well, this morning we are learning more about a deadly police shooting in Chehalis, Washington on Friday. Deputies were trying to arrest a man accused of second-degree rape of a child. They say he appeared to reach for a weapon. That's when one deputy shot at him and the suspect ran. When police caught up to him later, he allegedly stabbed an officer in the head and the back. That's when other officers fired the fatal shots. The injured officer is recovering in the hospital this morning. Well, in Vancouver, some frightening moments near Heritage High School. That's because one person was shot. Witnesses say a teenage boy was hit, and fortunately, he suffered only minor injuries. Catherine Cook talked with neighbors who stepped in to help.
I heard like 5 shots.
We heard 5 pop, 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 pop.
Moments of chaos near Heritage High School in Vancouver Friday.
And kids were screaming and scattered, some running north, some running south.
It happened around noon along Northeast 131st Avenue. Clark County Sheriff's deputies say someone shot a juvenile male in the arm with about 24 kids nearby. Heritage High School went into lockout as deputies and paramedics responded. Several neighbors, including Becca Eagle, heard the shots and came out to see what happened.
It was definitely scary to think about, but we have a lot of things that happen on this street, so pretty used to it.
Deputies say the shooting was part of an ongoing dispute among rival gangs.
He was bleeding down his arm.
Neighbor Roger didn't want to go on camera, but shared how he helped the victim.
He was yelling and screaming because he was upset, and we took him a towel out of the house to wrap around his arm.
Neighbors tell us the reason so many kids were out here during the shooting is they were walking back to school after having lunch off campus. They say the kids in the group were terrified.
I've got girls screaming next to me and crying.
That's Roger's wife, Barbara. She consoled one girl who dropped to her knees after the shooting and said she'd dealt with gang activity before.
She was telling me that she just got out of that situation and she was trying to make things good. And it scared her. It scared the living life out of her.
Very thankful that we're all okay and everyone's safe and good.
It's all they want out of where they live.
What is going on here? This is a neighborhood.
In Vancouver, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
And turning to the pandemic now, school district leaders across Oregon have a big decision to make, and soon. On March 31st, districts will be able to choose whether to require masks, but some are not going to wait. The Molalla River School Board voted Thursday night in favor of directing the superintendent to create a plan to make masking optional by March 3rd. That's ahead of the state's March 31st date, when the indoor mask mandate will be dropped at the state level.
In all reality, we're looking at a matter of weeks before we're back into compliance. I strongly believe that this resolution is much needed for our district, and the sooner we can implement it, the better.
One board member disagreed with the moved up March 3rd date, saying he's heard from other students and teachers who feel the district should wait until March 31st, when the state will allow districts to make masks optional. Well, family members of an inmate at the Washington County Jail are frustrated about his move there from a state prison. It happened as the jail was experiencing a COVID outbreak. Seneca Kaysen entered the jail on his 25th birthday, and within a week, he was sick with COVID. We spoke to Seneca's mother and father outside the jail and Justice Center in Hillsborough. They explained their son's case, which includes a kidnapping conviction involving an estranged girlfriend. Kaysen has served 3.5 years of a 6-year sentence in state prison. In late January, he was transferred to the Washington County Jail for a court appearance here. That's when he caught COVID. In fact, he was one of 49 inmates to catch the virus during an outbreak at that time. That's about 11% of the total jail population, according to jail officials. Kaysen's family has made several complaints about his stay there for more than 3 weeks now, starting with the COVID.
His face is sunken in. He looks ill, and he hasn't had a shower. He's had 3 showers in 26 days, 3 showers, and not 1 shower since he's been out of quarantine.
Our general policy is that you have an opportunity to shower every day. If you have COVID, it's twice a week. Once you're post-COVID, it will be back to every day again. And there's out time provided to all adults in custody every day.
So obviously competing perspectives on hygiene at the jail. That said, Kaysen's family believes he should never have been brought to the Washington County Jail in the first place during an active COVID outbreak. They don't understand why a remote video court appearance from state prison was not an option. Well, the state of Washington is getting rid of its indoor mask mandate on March 21st. A lot of people have been asking why that date. According to the governor, the state's goal is to reach 5 hospital admissions per 100,000 residents. And right now, Washington's at about 22. Data shows the state should be able to reach its goal by that March 21st date. But while the state is moving toward getting rid of masks, leaders in its biggest county are not so sure. So King County won't set a date just yet.
And we simply don't see the need to make a decision today that requires predicting what things will be like a month from now.
County leaders say they will reassess things in the following weeks. Like most of us, they do want to be done with mask requirements. They say they just don't want to rush things and then have to reinstate a mandate later. Portland's mayor is expected to announce a new plan next week to address the homeless crisis. Describing the plan to the Oregonian, Mayor Ted Wheeler said he's looking to create at least 1 large outdoor sheltering site. Here's KGW's Alma McCarty.
In an interview with The Oregonian, Mayor Ted Wheeler revealed plans are underway to create 1 or more outdoor sheltering sites for people experiencing homelessness, the size of which would be bigger than tiny home clusters but smaller than group shelters pitched in a mayor's office memo. That memo, sent to government officials last month, outlined plans for up to 3 1,000-person homeless shelters to end unsanctioned camping. Wheeler told The Oregonian Friday designated camping areas would provide some basic services, but less support than planned Safe Rest villages. Commissioner Dan Ryan is spearheading the Safe Rest villages, which are still in the works. In a statement to KGW, he expressed concern about the mayor's plan, saying, "Massive outdoor sheltering sites are a dangerous proposition. I am open to thoughtful solutions. I'm all in for urgency. But I cannot support this idea to corral hundreds of vulnerable people without social services, without community safety assurances, or a strategic management plan in place." This news as the mayor's office extends an emergency declaration outlawing campsites located in dangerous high-crash corridors. Wheeler first enacted the rules 2 weeks ago. The emergency policy prioritizes campsite removal near streets and intersections identified in PBOT's 2021 Vision Zero traffic crash report.
Our most vulnerable Portlanders are disproportionately affected by traffic-related injuries and death. These are devastating losses of life.
Those removals along high crash corridors are underway, with the areas deemed most dangerous being addressed first. Late last month, the Portland Business Alliance released results of a survey which showed most voters believe the quality of life in Portland is getting worse. The public opinion poll listed homelessness as one of the biggest issues facing the region, followed by crime. Another key finding, according to PBA, voters overwhelmingly support requiring people living outside to sleep in shelters or designated camping areas.
Alma McCarty reporting there. Well, KGW submitted our own set of questions to the mayor's office, but we have yet to get a direct response. The Oregonian reports that plan for designated sites hinges on whether the city can get funding from state lawmakers. We'll be right back.